Hello, my friend. Hello, wonderful audience. So today with Ali, Dose of Inspiration. Today we have a wonderful speaker, a motivational speaker, and full of energy, full of wisdom. We have Barry. Welcome, my friend, to Ali, Dose of Inspiration, and take it from there. Give a little introduction about yourself, and then we will dive deeper in our topic, my friend.
Thank you so much for having me on, Ali. It's truly an honor to be here and to be able to share a little bit of my story and where I've been in the last 51 years of my life, and also being able to share where I'm going in the next 51. I'm destined. I'm putting it out there to the universe that I want to make 100. Um, but yeah, just a little bit about me. I spent 26 years in law enforcement. I'm a Gulf War veteran. Currently been in real estate for almost 20 years. I'm in my in my 20th year of real estate. Haven't hit the anniversary just yet. But it's been exciting, just an exciting life. And one of the things that I realized I was doing later on, after I was doing it for a while, is that I always pursued my happiness. There's that movie, The Pursuit of Happiness, and that's actually in the Declaration of Independence, the pursuit of happiness.
Mhm.
But I think we look at those as just words and a movie, but it is a way of life. It's a mindset. And when I learned to live for my pursuit of happiness, I found that life was just so much better. I didn't tie things to finances, but the money came, and I didn't tie things to what other people were doing and following others. I did what made me happy, and just completed my book. It's actually in the editing phase right now, but it's titled "Ignite Your Greatness," and it's about finding that thing inside of you that makes you special.
That's the title. Barry, ignite your
Yeah.
greatness.
Yes, ignite your greatness. And it's really just about finding that thing inside of you that is your calling and your purpose, and living in it and nurturing it and growing it to where others around you see the greatness that you were meant to live in.
Hmm. Beautiful. I really like the title, Ignite Your Greatness. The
Yeah,
greatness, each one of us have a greatness inside. So all we
absolutely.
have to do, we just have to dig. We just
Yeah,
like move the dust and let it shine. And a lot of people, they see greatness in others, but we never see the greatness in ourselves. I think that's why a lot of people, they kind of just like ignoring that greatness, ignoring that power inside of them, and they've been chasing fame. You said they are looking like Michael Jackson, or they are looking all those famous people like the sport and all those actor, but
yeah,
they are trying to be a copy of those people,
yeah,
and that's the problem. People like being not in the pursuit of the happiness, the real happiness, which is reside inside of them.
yeah.
And that's really, I can't wait for your book. I will be one of the first to get it, like Ignite Your Greatness. It's amazing, and it's very catchy name, huh?
Yeah, and I think you hit the nail right on the head, because it's ignite your greatness. And that the your is the key for people, because you said it just now, that we see athletes and mega superstars, and we want to be like them. Well, that's their greatness. We have our own purpose and calling that we were given. And so a lot of times when we're chasing the greatness that we see on the outside of others, we never find our own greatness. And it may not be fame and fortune and things of that nature. It may be a calling in the church, or it may be a humanitarian calling where you're feeding the homeless. Right now we have so many people that are standing up for civil injustice and things of that nature, and they're finding their calling, they're finding their voice right now, and that's where they're meant to work in. And the thing that makes you passionate and gets you excited in the morning, that's your greatness. And you, again, once you find it, you have to nurture it. I can tell you, it took me about 47 years of life. I'm 51. It took about 47 years for me to truly find what my calling was. But the funny thing is, I was already working in it all my life. And just to kind of give you an example of what I mean, so in the military, I served during the Gulf War. So I served during wartime, and I was in the Persian Gulf, in Kuwait, and Iraq, and Saudi Arabia. And as a police officer, 26 years in law enforcement, I
Hmm.
served my community. When I got into business, I was a servant leader. So I built teams, but I led my teams by being of service to them. And what I realized is that that was my calling, is service to others in any form and fashion that I can find. And I volunteer to feed the homeless, and I volunteer to do educational seminars in schools for elementary school kids, and I enjoy that. That gives me fulfillment. So I knew that service was where my calling lies, and it comes in many different shapes and forms. But guess what? I'm not on TV and I'm not in the movies, but I'm
Hmm.
okay with that because I'm happy doing what it is that I'm meant to do.
Beautifully said. I really like that, Barry, because it's all about service. It's all about significance. It's all
Yeah,
about intentional living. And Gandhi, when he started his life, Gandhi like was born in 18, I think 69, and he was a shy boy, and he was like failing at anything at his life at school, and he get married at the age of 13. Then he went to UK to study to be a lawyer, but he still couldn't find what his purpose. Then any job that, even when he became a lawyer, he took some cases, but he was so shy he couldn't even defend those people. That so someone suggested to him to go to South Africa and to be like in accounting or something. It's nothing to do with what he was studying. But one day he was just said, why I'm just doing this? It's all about human nature. And he starting doing things for people, helping people. Like from a shy boy, he was like serving his purpose for service, for significance, for helping others. And that's the story of him, where it started. He became like a peace leader. He became like, he didn't ask for fame, the fame asked for him. The same thing for Mother Teresa. she
mhm.
she was helping others, and that's her significance, that's her service, that's her fame. She doesn't care if she's on TV. She doesn't care if she is like all over the magazine. But her happiness, or her soul call, that her soul is happy by helping others, by lifting others, by seeing a smile on people's face. And you just say it. He said like,
Yeah,
you were helping others, you were doing everything, but you didn't you almost feel like there is a gap inside. Because sometimes we try to help others, but if it's not intentional, if it's just for the ego, it doesn't feel its happiness. It feel good like for the ego. But when we stop that, when we take that from the ego and just let go, it will be go and go for your happiness, dive in your greatness, and serve others.
yeah, absolutely. And I mean, those are two great examples. And I love the story of Gandhi in regards to the shyness, and but yet some of the most impactful quotes that we have, come from Mahatma Gandhi.
Hmm.
And so again, he had to. It's a part of that becoming uncomfortable to be able to grow into the person that you're supposed to be. And there's a quote that says, "There's no growth in the comfort zone, but there's no comfort in the growth zone." So when you are growing into the person you're supposed to
Can you
be,
repeat that, Barry? I like that.
yeah, there's no growth in the comfort zone, but there's also no comfort in the growth zone. And we have to become uncomfortable in order to be able to grow into that greatness. We're always going to find there's going to be this burning desire that Napoleon Hill talks about. Is that burning desire that we have of what it is that we're supposed to be doing in life. And sometimes we ignore that feeling. Sometimes, we get caught up in the day to day of paying our bills and raising our kids, and we get lost in the thing that we're supposed to be doing. You Before we started recording, you mentioned something that was it's so profound for me when you talk about your 3-year-old son mentioning making an observation of 3 years of life and saying, what is all these people around, it's only about money for them. And that's a message from God. That's a message from the universe. And it was directly to you. And during that message, it created a switch in you that took you in a totally new direction in life. And it was just that one little message, and it came from someone that God knew you were going to listen to, your own son. So that's powerful.
Big time, big time. Just that's brought tears to my eyes. I can just mention, because that was the epiphany for to change, because I was just like I was kind of like a slave
Yeah,
to society, slave to work, slave to productivity, slave for the ego. Just go, go, go. So my son was kind of just maybe a message was saying it in general about everything, but it was at the same time God talking through him to say to me, slow down, pay attention, focus on your family, focus on yourself. And for my, I just share it with the audience. My son, we were like when he was 3 years old, and I was so busy and with life, and we went to get some ice cream, and I went to ATM machine and bring in 20 bucks. On the way to the ice cream, my son said, there is unfortunately, there is some people that's all they worry about money. That's all they worry about. They don't care about anything else. And they were just looking at almost like someone talking to me, like I just say, like, you get to wake up, buddy. It's not about the money. And we had that ice cream for that moment. I turned my phone and I just enjoy that moment with my son. And from then, my life start like having a different direction, a different dimension. I start to live a life with purpose, a life with intention. Because life is too short, my friend. And we sometimes we complicate things. Life is very simple. And we worry the little stuff.
yeah,
And that's
so true.
exactly what we should do. And we go back to ignite your greatness, my friend. You said about it took you a couple years to find your greatness. What was hiding that greatness, my friend Barry? What was blocking it? What was locking it inside?
Well, it was just like with you. See, I didn't have your 3-year-old son coming to me and telling me that everyone's worried about money, because I was one of those people. It was, everything was about success in many people's eyes, including myself many years ago. Success was about how much money you make, on an annual basis or what have you. And that was something that was a driving force for me. And I was very successful. Even as a police officer, I made 6 figures there because I had a couple of different businesses that I was doing. When I retired early, I focused more so on the business. And it was a positive because it gave me freedom, and it gave me the opportunity to now be able to think about what it is that I really want in life, because I was caught up in the hustle and bustle of life, of gaining a paycheck, making sure that I'm taking care of my family, but not thinking about purpose at that point, not thinking and not listening to the voice inside that was telling me, you got more to offer to the world than just working a job and coming home and hanging out and playing video games and things of that nature. So it was through uh, leaving a job and working for myself that I really started to think about those things in life for me that were important. And it was honestly, is also through death. It was life that was happening, but there was the biggest impact for me was death. And it was the death of my brother. He was is 4 years ago, and he was older than me, but he was only 58, so he wasn't really that old. And it was a surprise. It came out of nowhere, but he had some health issues, and he was in the hospital, out of the hospital. We thought he was doing good, and then all of a sudden, he was just one day he was just gone. It was July 4th, that he was just gone, and it was through his death that I had to pause. I had to stop for a moment, and I started reflecting on his life and his legacy and what did he leave behind for the world to know who he was. And to be honest with you, there wasn't a whole lot that was left behind
Mm.
for him. So then it got me to thinking, okay, well, I'm here now. What is it that I'm going to leave behind? You know, when they talk about me, they say, man, Barry works 70 hours a week, you know, to provide for his family. Is that going to be my legacy? Is
Mhm.
that what people are going to know me for? And I started to think, okay, I want to impact other people because I can, you know, have a story about who I was and the things that I did, but I would love to have a story about how I touched other people's lives and how I had an impact on their lives. And it took me in another direction of still focusing on, you know, finding me and building me, but bringing other people along the way and showing them their inner greatness as well.
Wow, that's so deep. Eh? That's really touchy. Like it's the way you say it and the way you put it, and just bring me. And sorry, Billy, for losing your brother. And I just want to share why sometimes as a human we always wait till something really hard, something that's like a catalyst, then we have to realize things. Like for me, it was I went through so many things in my life, like depression, divorce, being single dad, being like it's all those and all happened at the same year. It's just like bang 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 bang. But it's almost like I don't know if we get like a foggy thought and foggy think we don't see things till something happen, something strong. Like if someone wants people to hear them, they have to make noise, either scream or yell, so people will pay attention to them. The same thing for life. It seems like we don't notice or we don't realize till something, either we lose someone or that we get sick or something have to be strong. The same thing for pandemic. When pandemic came, a lot of people lives changed. They will see things from a different perspective. They will see it from a different angle.
Yeah.
So it's just something that's make me wonder
You know,
why, as
yeah,
human, we don't we don't change like before. It's something major have to happen.
yeah. You know, and again, I think, you know, I'm very spiritual and a believer. I'm Christian, and I call it the slap in the face from God, you know. And if you think about someone when they're hysterical and we're trying to get them under control, you know, they always say, okay, slap them in the face, and, you know,
You
and
wake
you'll,
up.
for a moment, yeah, you'll be able to reach them and talk to them. And I think that that's what God has to do to us sometimes, and it's through that loss. And I can tell you, God is slapping many people in the face in 2020 because of, you know, COVID and the civil unrest here in the United States and everything that's going on. I mean, we've lost, you know, Kobe Bryant, now Chadwick Boseman. We've lost some great people. And each and every time it happens, it makes me pause. And I know that I'm not the only one. Many people are pausing. And the one good thing that I truly believe is going to come out of 2020 and everything that we're experiencing is more people are going to find their purpose because they're having to take a pause because again, we couldn't go to work for a few months with COVID. We had to stay at home. I've seen more entrepreneurs, more people start businesses from home because they had to figure out ways to create income. And I've seen people, you know, starting to do the things that they enjoy, you know, whether it's macrame is something that my wife started doing. And it's just something that gave her relaxation and peace of mind. And she realized that, okay, this is something that I need because we're both in business, and she's a speaker as well, and she is constantly out doing. She does multiple Zooms on a daily basis, but the macrame and doing things. You know, we have two cats and a dog, and doing things with our animals is her therapy, and it gives her some relaxation. And so she found a place to be able to calm, you know, a calmness in her by being able to do that. But I think we're going to find, you know, in 2021 and 2025, some people that are going to tell their story, and it's all going to start with things that happened in 2020. So it's a crazy kind of sad time that we're in, but I'm also excited for the future for many people as well.
Hmm. Hmm. I really like also when you said pause, like just pause in life and see things from a different perspective. I remember I read something a while ago. It's about the stop sign. When you stop, when you are crossing the road, our parents used to tell us, like when you are crossing the road, stop, look, and go. So with that analogy, or with that simple idea in life, if we just do that, if we just stop and ponder and look what's going on in our life, just like do a quick scan,
Yeah.
then go when you make a mental decision, or when you decide, or when you ponder, or when you use your wisdom. So stop, look, and go. And that's just about life. When we pause and stop, this COVID-19 will pass. This COVID-19, everyone will recover from everything. But is there a lesson that we are going to learn from this? Is there a message that we need to take from this? Or we will go back to our life as it is, as nothing happened? Then will be another big slap, not just a slap, but probably like a big punch. And
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
Yeah, I think
definitely. And
you're
oh, go ahead, but
no, I think you're right on. I love the stop, look, and go analogy, because again, I think some of us stop, maybe look, but then we don't go, and then we get stuck. But that the goal is important, because again, when you're crossing, you're trying to get to a goal, you're trying to get to a destination, and you
mhm.
got to go to be able to get there. So I love that analogy.
Definitely, you can't stop in the middle of the road because that's life. It will take you with it. And like
Yeah,
Liz Brown said, when things go wrong, don't go with it. And in between that stop and go, that's how things happen in life. Stop and go, which is look. And a lot of people don't look. And
yeah,
they will go with the current, they will go with the problem, they will go with all the bad stuff that happening in life. And it's all about decision as well. I had an podcast, was it yesterday, with I think with Tarnia from UK, Manchester, and we were talking about choice in life. Choice is very important.
yeah,
Because
absolutely.
it's about when you make a decision, it has to be done. Like make the choice and take the chance to change your life. Otherwise, you will be just like sitting there undecisive, and time pass, because you can make money, you can borrow money, you can save money, but when the time pass, you can't get it back, because you can't save time, you can't work hard for time. If it's past, it's almost like going deduct that from your life. So imagine we have 24 years, and every minute taken from that hour, that's like it's going out from your life. So imagine you waste 1 hour, it's almost like you lost 1 year. And a lot of people, you hear them like, I'm just going to kill sometimes, without realizing that they are killing their life.
Yeah,
And time is just like, if it's gone, it's gone, you will never get it back. And that's why when people say time is money, time is life.
yeah,
Honestly, time is life. That's why in my life, if I have something in my t-shirt, just do it. Because time will not wait for you. Time will not for you. If you have a dream, if you want to ignite that greatness, if you want your mission, feed it. Align yourself with good environment, align yourself with good people, people with purpose, people with the, it's just like OQP, only quality people. When you surround yourself with those people, they will push you to the direction that you want to go.
yeah, yeah, absolutely right. Yeah, and in our training with Mr. Les Brown, he often gives the analogy of, if you had 6 months to live, what would you do? How would you spend your 6 months? And you think about it, if we knew we had 6 months to live, that would be an advantage to what we have now, because we don't know that tomorrow is promised to us. We don't know that we'll be here tomorrow or next week. And you have to work in a mindset. I mean, again, we look at Chadwick Boseman, who is a great example of really kind of being told, hey, you don't have much time. There's a possibility you may not beat this. So he didn't say, okay, well, I'm just lay down and let this thing take over. No, he created a body of work, 13 films in 7 years. And in 4 of those years, he was battling colon cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And he developed a body of work that will live a lifetime. I think that we'll be looking at 42, the movie of Jackie Robinson. Children will be learning about Jackie Robinson in elementary school, because I think they'll be showing that film in elementary school. Black Panther is going to be, epic, for years and years to come,
Mm-hmm.
because of the message that was behind it. And it was just an amazing, well done movie as well.
Mm-hmm.
So his legacy can truly live on. But you imagine if he would have just said, well, you know what, I got this cancer thing and I can't beat it, and I'm not, I don't have the desire. No, I mean, he did just the opposite of that. But again, everyone that's listening, we don't have the advantage of knowing that our clock is ticking. But the reality of it is our clock is ticking, and
So,
we have to just treat it that way. We have to create a mindset for ourselves of tomorrow's not promised, so I'm going to get it in today and get everything I can possibly achieve done today.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Uh, I like that what you just said, Barry. And we have an Arabic. We said in Morocco is a saying that I can translate. Time is like a sword. If you don't cut it, it will cut you. It's so sharp because if time is like a sword, if you don't cut it, it will cut you. So it is important. It's life itself, as I mentioned earlier, and time is very important. Ladies and gentlemen, it's all about our time and how we use it. We have 24 hours. There is no difference between Thomas Edison or between any famous people, except they are using their time wisely. We all have 24 hours. We all have the same amount of time, but it's just how you shape your mindset, how you use your time. And that will lead me to a last question, my friend Barry. Like, for igniting your greatness, how do you feel? Like, let's say this is before and this is after. So after 40 years of trying to find yourself, how does it feel now? Like, if you make a comparison between not finding your voice or not finding greatness, and now that you find your greatness.
I can tell you, it is night and day difference for me, really, from a standpoint of while I was working in a job that I really enjoyed as a police officer, and I was in the military and I've been in business for myself, there was just something that was missing. And it was, 4 years or so ago, when I identified it, and the feeling of just fulfillment. I use that word quite a bit, because that's what I am. I'm fulfilled in what I do in life now,
Hmm.
and I enjoy. When I wake up, I am excited about what I have ahead for the day. I can tell you, when I was working a job, even though I enjoyed the job, I didn't necessarily wake up wanting to go into work. Especially, the life of a police officer and the job of a police officer is tough. I always tell people, you don't call the police when things are great in your life. You call when things are bad, when things are not going good, and you need the police to come help. So as a police officer, what I dealt with on a regular basis was negative situations.
Hmm.
And it takes its toll on you. It makes you become jaded. And I saw that and felt that inside. So as I made the switch in regards to what I was doing in my life, still fulfilling purpose and being of service to others, I realized that, man, I feel good. My health felt better. My mindset, my happiness was so much better. And And that's what it really, I think life really comes down to, is doing the things that you love that make you happy so that you can spread more love and happiness and joy to the people around you.
Hmm. Wow, that just resonated with me because I was the same thing. It was just like I was different so many jobs that I was just like I just crying for Friday to arrive. But when I start working at school, working with kids and stuff like that, that's that passion. My son put that passion into me. Like I have to go back to school and study and stuff like that. Then I work as a supply teacher. And when Friday arrived, I just don't want it to, to arrive because just you see the smile on the little kid, you see the happiness on their faces and stuff like that. You just like that is my passion. That is my thing, helping others and just be around them and teach them and learn from them. I learned so many things from those little kids than I learned from a lot of adults because you see innocence, you see happiness, you see like no lie, no corruption, no thing. It's just pure, and the imagination. That's one thing I learned from kids: imagination and curiosity. You always want to learn. You always want something new, and they are always like there is no filter, and that's
Yeah.
what a lot of people, a lot of problem that's happening now. You want to say something and you are like scared, oh maybe I will hurt this person feeling, or maybe this, though I'm saying it politically correct, though I'm doing this, but that's just lead me to the passion. But now when I start doing this as well as a motivational speaker, inspiring speaker, and with this COVID-19 hit, I found my greatness. I found my purpose. I find my passion. And it's to give me 10 billion for it. I won't let go of that because that is happiness. You wake up happy. Even in the bad moment, you find solution. Even in the darkness, you see light. And that's what I'm saying. Like I want to work for myself. I want to be my own boss, not anymore be a slave or put in a robe on my neck. I have to expect from someone to give me a vacation or someone to give me like a day or something. So greatness, anyone can tap into it. Greatness is available to everyone. It's just we have to stop reading people's book and we have to read our own book. We have to look at each chapter. If we don't like the chapter, it's still in our book. We just create another book. So study your own book, edit it if you have to, and understand your own manual to be happy. Otherwise, understanding people manual will get you nowhere. It will be just a copy. And nobody would like to die as a copy because original worth more than a copy.
Yeah.
And
Powerful.
I really like that behind you, that quote for, is that Muhammad Ali or
Yeah.
Martin Luther?
No, that's Martin Luther King.
If you can't
Yeah.
fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward. Move forward for your greatness, for your passion, my friend. I love it. Really good. Well, thank you very much, Biri. I really appreciate it. It's amazing. So much I learned from you. So much wisdom. So much greatness coming from which state are you in, Biri?
Colorado.
Colorado.
Yes.
Nice. So much energy, so much greatness coming all the way from Colorado all the way to Canada. Thank you very much, my friend. And
Thank you. It's a
again, thank you
pleasure.
for accepting the invitation for being at Ali Dose of Inspiration. And we are looking for more with different guests at Ali Dose of Inspiration. Thank you very much, everyone, and have a great day.